Month, it's Jesus month, it's Christmas month, it's just I love it. I'm Julie Roberts, and this is another edition of Creole Heartbeat brought to you by Digicel. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsor.
Ho, ho, ho! It's a Digicel Plus Christmas. Sign up for any of our Digicel Plus bundle packages and get a chance to win a home makeover plus $50,000 in cash and prizes. Yes, Digicel Plus is giving you more than ever before this Christmas. Plans start as low as $130. Enjoy our pause, play, and rewind feature while watching your favorite Christmas movies at your own convenience. Home alone. Have a DG Christmas in us and enter the new year with your new Digicel Plus home fiber plan. Visit a Digicel store today. Digicel Plus, the #1 broadband provider in Dominica. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome back to Creole Heartbeat. I'm your host, Julie Roberts. And this morning, as I said, I'm especially happy. I woke up this morning and I was just in a dancing mood. I felt extremely excited. It's like something great just passed over my house. But then I remembered it's December. Speaking of celebration, today is World HIV and AIDS Day. We do not speak about this enough in our communities, but today we're going to be speaking about it all show long. And the theme for this year is Let Communities Lead. So today's show, of course, is sponsored by Digicel, but we are also doing this in collaboration with the Caribbean Vulnerable Communities Coalition. They are doing a project to just sensitize the whole topic of HIV and protection. And so I'll read a little bit as to who they are. And I am proud to be the brand ambassador for the OECS Caribbean Vulnerable Committees Coalition. So I will be the brand ambassador for Dominica. So we will definitely be speaking about our sexual health, HIV, and just the vulnerable members of our communities a little bit more. And of course, Creole Heartbeat is all about uplifting the nation. Anything that is positive, we definitely want to be a part of it. So, of course, Creole Heartbeat is collaborating with this venture. So the Caribbean Vulnerability or the Vulnerable Communities Coalition, let me just give you a little bit, is a coalition of community leaders and non-governmental agencies that are advocates, and service providers. These groups include MSMs and persons with trans experience, sex workers, people who use drugs, orphans, and other children made vulnerable by HIV, migrant populations, persons in prison, ex-prisoners, and youth, especially those in difficult circumstances. So, of course, this year's theme, where HIV, the theme is Let Communities Lead, goes right into that. So this morning, we're going to speak about that difficult topic. I find a lot in our Black communities, we do not speak about the social issues that's really plaguing our society. So today, while it's a sensitive one, and I know our listeners tend to be very vocal when they call in, and I know we have more people listening in Radio Land, but I would admonish that you come over to the Facebook Live on Q95 and join us. But this morning, we're going to talk about it. Go easy on us. Let me introduce my guests while I'm at it. I have Mr. Edwin Francis Gregoire here with us this morning. He has been with the HIV unit here in Dominica for 18 years.
Yes, 18 years.
18 years. So, and he's no stranger to the airwaves. When you hear the voice, you want to hire him on spot. So we have Mr. Gregoire in studio with us this morning. Good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning, everyone. I'm doing very well. A pleasant good morning to everyone out there on Radio Land. Ms. Roberts, I thank you so much for inviting me here on the program today.
No worries. We want to disseminate some information, and I figure you would have been one of the best persons, if not the best.
You can count on me for just about anything, especially in that field.
Okay. Yeah. So, yes, I know when we have programs like these, the public expects us to have like people from the HIV unit and stuff seated with us. We do have Mr. Gregoire, but somebody like Mr. Lester Guy would have been here. But today, we are actually doing live testing. So you can head over to the office space.
Yes, you can. It's on Hanover Street. I think it's 21 Hanover Street.
You need to tell Dominicans next to something. So it's, you cannot say Hanover Street.
Okay.
So you can say it to be good, and then you have to say next to what.
All right. The National HIV and AIDS Unit is located upstairs the Dr. Green building. It's on Hanover Street, and it's in the behind the Whitchurch Super Center, across from the Whitchurch Wholesale, and it is adjacent to Western Union.
Yes.
Right.
So you have to go through that little aisle between
And
Western Union and
yes,
that
so
building.
there's those two
Yes.
buildings, and you just go right through the little alleyway and go up the steps.
Follow
to
the
your,
money.
Yes.
Yes.
Follow the steps to your left. As you say, follow the money. Sounds
Okay.
good.
So the area I want our callers to engage us, and I know it's a little, people have said, everybody know my voice, but this is not what it is. I would love for some callers to call in and say when last they did a test for HIV, to know their status, done one, why. It is great. It would be great to know why all public, if they're doing it and why they're not. So you can always call us up at 449-3095 and have us know when, if you had a test done recently, or when last you had one done, and if you haven't, why. All right, so let communities lead World AIDS Day 2023. The world can end AIDS with communities leading the way. Organizations of communities living with, at risk, or affected by HIV are the front line of the progress in the HIV response. Communities connect people with person-centered public health services, build trust, innovate, monitor implementation of policies and services, and hold providers accountable. Mr. Gregoire, why do you think we do not speak about HIV in our community as much as we need to? We hear of everything. We have every CO that's coming. We hear of every political thing that's happening, but the health aspect that have to deal with HIV, why do you think we do not hear a lot of it in the community?
I can't or cannot give you a definite answer. However, I will try it. I won't say a scenario. I believe in today, in 2023, in the 21st century, persons are still not taking heed as to where HIV is concerned. I believe most people, not most, everyone around knows about HIV and AIDS. I believe now I should say that everyone knows how it is contracted. Probably it's arrogance or ignorance to the fact HIV should not be this taboo in this day and in this age now. There are enough, or there's been enough publications, topics, conversations, educating persons about HIV and AIDS, etc. It's plastered everywhere, on every social media, on cable television, on the internet, in newspapers, in
It
magazines.
used to be, I should say. Like nowadays, we don't hear about it as much.
Yes,
we hear about other things. We hear about cancer.
Yes,
we
it
hear
used to be.
about, yeah.
Yes.
So maybe it used
Thanks
to be.
for the correction.
Yeah.
It used to
Well,
be.
it's just a conversation.
Yes. However, I'm not sure if persons. How would I rephrase this or put this? And either they don't care, or don't care to discuss it, or don't want to discuss it. However, I know it's in someone's mind.
Yes.
The thought is there. It is there. I can't say whether they are afraid to talk about it or feel uncomfortable talking about
We
it.
have a caller. Good morning, Creole Heartbeat.
Good morning. Good morning. I would like to contribute. I want to answer the question about when last did you have an AIDS test.
Okay.
I have to say that growing up in Dominica, I never did an AIDS test, you know. But my first AIDS test was in the UK many years ago. I remember I met this guy and he was like, we have to do an AIDS test. And I literally saw that as an insult. I took it as an insult, to be honest with you. Back in the days, we were so naive. I was like, an AIDS test. I remember I didn't even sleep the night. The next morning, I went for the test. I didn't eat food for 2 days because in that time you had to wait like almost a few days to get the results. I remember I lost like 10 pounds because I was scared, But right now, I have to say, AIDS test is like a regular thing for me. I do it every year because in the U.S., you go to your doctor and you can request it or they will ask you, and it's a yearly thing like a pap smear or mammogram for me now. So I would recommend that everybody put this on your list when they're doing your doctor's checkup. Do the AIDS test. It's just a normal thing right now, okay? And it's very easy now. It's available now. Back in the day, it wasn't as much. So I would advise everybody every year, just like if you're doing your mammogram, you're doing your pap smear, just do the AIDS test. It's always a good thing to do. Thank you.
Right, thank you so much for your contribution. I see we have another caller. Good morning, Creole Heartbeat.
Hey, good morning to Creole Heartbeat. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
What's your name? Hello?
Hi, we can hear you.
I'm saying your name.
Julie
Hey,
Roberts.
hi, Julie. Good
Yes.
morning. And to the
Mr.
guest you have,
Gregor. Yes.
Mr. Gregor. I really loving the program that I'm hearing there. As a matter of fact, to the extent where I just came from doing an AIDS test, and I just got my results.
Okay.
Now, I'm saying that because I heard Mr. Gregor mention when you ask the question, you say you don't know if it's ignorance, you don't know if it's arrogance, you don't know. It is actually a whole set of different variables. It is arrogance, it is ignorance, it is stupidity, it is so many different things because the test I went for, I thought I was just going to just get pricked, get the results and come out. No, it wasn't that. It was a whole
Education.
interview education. No, I'm telling you.
Yes, I love it.
And let me tell you, personally, we are all sexual beings, and how I see sex, and when you meet people, how I'm a man, so when you meet a woman, how pretty she is, and how she can ignite you, and how you can just maybe just bam bam get it going so quickly, and not realizing that the little whether you're a 1 minute man, a 10 furlong man, I mean whatever fun you're having, and what can come after. And you're not paying attention to that, or we don't pay attention to that. And just the lecture and the education that I got this morning, I see things from a different perspective. I would like everybody to get tested. I would like, especially youngsters now, because the way they go around with all this tattooing, with all these different things, all these different ways that you can share needles and share different things. Even when I thought the different ways you could just contract that virus was just sex. You're talking about a person that have gingivitis with a bleeding gums, and you're going to do oral sex, and I mean so many ways, and that was so educational because I might meet a nice girl and just figure out, okay, I'm a hygienic person and I'm looking for a clean breath and nice teeth, and I go kissing her, not realizing she have a little lesion in her mouth that I didn't see, and I'm sucking that blood. You understand? I mean, so educational. So it's so many variables why we are at where we at, and if the lady call in and say when the guy asked her to take her AIDS test, she thought it was an insult. That is because of how we were brought up too.
Yes.
And the environment that we were brought up in. Because I am of the opinion sometimes that we're talking about all this education. I'm of the opinion in Dominica that people don't even want to be educated. Because all this information is out there, but people are so selective in what they want to do. And we live in a kind of demonic environment, and people just going with the whole demonic kind of vibes where it brings pleasure now, and that's all they think about. Anyway, great program. I'm all ears.
Thank you so much for calling, and thank you for going to be tested and publicly saying that you went to be tested. I really liked that.
And that's very good. And he's actually giving other persons, I would say, a boost of encouragement.
Yes.
Because it's not about other person's health. It's about you. It's about your health. And it's okay to be selfish for yourself. If your partner or your friends are not interested in going, go do it for yourself.
Yes.
Knowing that you are having unprotected intercourse out there, you are engaged in other things, there are chances that you may be exposing yourself to not just HIV, but other sexual transmitted diseases.
Yes.
And it is a paramount of paramount that persons take heed and know about their health situations or issues, etc.
All right, so we have some true and false, and we also have some facts, and then we will just say it, and then I guess we can discuss it. The first one is The first fact is that HIV is not the same as AIDS. HIV is the virus that leads to AIDS, and you have AIDS if your CD4 count drops below 200,
Yeah.
and when you have a certain infection or cancers, that's when you have AIDS.
Yes.
You can have HIV for years without having AIDS. Being infected with AIDS does not mean you have to develop AIDS.
No.
Also, people with HIV who start treatment early in their infection stay on treatment and can have an undetectable virus load and can stay healthy and prevent the disease from progressing to AIDS. So that's a fact. HIV and AIDS isn't the same thing.
They are not the same. They are both. They are two different. When AIDS develops, it means that one, you are not taking your medication, which is the ARVs, antiretrovirals. You're not eating right. You're not resting. What it boils down to, you are not taking care of your health. You're not taking care of yourself. You're ignoring everything else. You're just living life as okay, and then
On Creole Heartbeat, we call it kawatin.
yes,
Just kawatin with your life.
and then so
we have a call. Oh, I don't want to ignore my listeners this morning. Did we miss them? Okay, we still have them. Good morning, Creole Heartbeat.
Yeah, good morning again. No, that's me again. The fact that you just read out there, something that just stuck out, which is really a danger and even like a false sense of security. So a healthy horse like me, a good immune system, can have the virus and go and get tested and it will not be detected.
Actually,
Yes, a person with a good immune system can have the virus and through a test it cannot be seen because of that window within the time that
the window, definitely
yes.
a window, but not
Yes.
that it would not show up. Okay, so that's my
No,
next
no,
point. Actually, go ahead.
no, I'm telling you, and then that is frightening because so you can go and get a test that's saying that you are negative, but you actually have the virus.
Yes. And that is why it is important for you to check every 3 months.
Exactly,
So if
exactly.
you have been exposed, you had sex without protection,
Yes.
it is advised that you go do a test within that 3 months and then you do another one after.
Exactly.
Yes.
So that I am saying that for to place the emphasis on testing.
Yes.
Okay, nice.
Thank
Have a
you.
good one. Bye-bye.
All right, thank you. And that's the next fact. HIV tests are reliable. We have another call. Oh, look at them loving this morning. Good morning, Creole Heartbeat.
Hi, good morning, Julia.
How are you doing today?
Yes, I'm doing great, living 1 second at a time, my dear. One
I love
second at a
it. I
time.
love it.
Yes, man, and to the gentleman.
Mr. Gregoire.
thank you. Good day.
Yes, the Gregoire. Let us look at it at a different perspective than people not like being stupid or whatever the case may be. Do you think that, Mr. Gregoire, do you think that people kind of don't care because they think that AIDS no longer kill like it used to be before, and there's so many breakthroughs that have been made for treatment and cure. Some people even think that you could be cured from AIDS. Don't you think that's one of the reasons why people are kind of say, oh, if I get AIDS, it doesn't kill no more. It doesn't, I can. There's so many different treatments for it, and it won't kill me like before. When AIDS just started, you when you get AIDS, it was like a death sentence, and people were more cautious, and people were more, trying to prevent themselves from being contracted with AIDS. Do you think so, Mr. Liquid, or whatever you name?
Gregoire.
Gregoire. The name is Edwin Francis Gregoire. I believe that is the cause, and you give quite a lot, and it is true. I believe most people think that, oh, well, it's not what it once was before, and the whole hoopla, in their mind, the whole hoopla about it and this and that, and now we have this and that, and they're working on this and working on that. So I can go out there and do my thing, and I'm okay. And if I get it, I get it. If I don't get it, and there's quote this: if I get it, I get it. If I don't get it, I don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
I can go and get a test, and if I okay, yes, and life is okay. It's life is not always okay. You can never tell.
Yes.
So you are quite right. I think that they believe in this day and age, in the 21st century, in 2023, going into 2024, because of the advance
The advancements of research, yeah.
research and the technology is going into um, finding a cure, and of course the constant upgrading of the antiretrovirus medication, which now you can take one pill per day rather than years ago when you had to take a barrage of it.
Mm-hmm.
Understand? So and he's right. They're probably thinking, you know what? I can go with I can use a condom, or I don't have to use a condom, etc., or something. And if anything happen, I know what to do. I can go and get a test and so forth. So in a sense, you are right. You're correct in what you're saying. However, there are still the do's and the don'ts.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be reckless and disregard your health and the health of someone else. You have to be responsible,
Yes.
regardless of what is out there.
And while
Definitely.
I also,
Yes.
I also,
Another
oh, he's
another
still
thing,
there.
another
So
point I would
Oh,
like to make.
okay.
go ahead,
We
sir.
thought you hung up. Sorry.
Another point I would like to make is
Yes.
that we have to be made aware of um, other complication, health
Yes.
complication. If we get AIDS, probably may trigger. I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a doctor. But the gentleman can clarify that it may trigger other things if we because our immune system is now compromised, and
Definitely.
that it may trigger other things. But another thing, I just before I leave, this test is so simple right now. I don't know if it is in Dominica, but in the U.S., the last AIDS test I took, they just put something. I think I can't remember your blood or your saliva or something like that in a
Mm-hmm.
little jar, and they just shake it right in front of me, and it's supposed to be a certain color.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's in that color, then you are positive. If not, you're negative. I don't know if if it's in the color that indicates that you have AIDS. If they do further tests to verify, but it's so easy right now within minutes. So let's just urge everybody to get tested and to do what they have to do. Thank you very much for taking my call.
Thank you so much
You're
for
welcome, sir.
calling. We appreciate your
You're
contribution.
welcome. Thank you. Just to answer one of the two questions. When and or if someone contracts HIV and he or she does not follow the health guidelines given to them to live a healthy life, uh, and you have there changes has to be made
Mm-hmm.
because your immune system is compromised.
Mm-hmm.
That is what it does. It attacks your immune system.
That's why it's called the
That's
human
why
immunodeficiency
immunodeficiency
virus.
yeah, or syndrome
Yes.
or virus.
Yes.
So it attacks your immune system.
Mm-hmm.
You have to take care of your body. If you don't take care of your body, then the virus is going to develop into AIDS. And while it's doing that, it can interfere with all your major organs in your body:
Definitely.
kidney failure, renal failure, liver, your lungs, and just every single thing.
A
So
little
it
flu can throw you down. A little
exactly
cold can throw you
can
down.
throw you down. So imagine this, and you not taking care of yourself, and you are instantly going to acquire
Mhm.
the AIDS is going to turn in build up into AIDS. And there now, if you're not if you haven't been how would I phrase this? If you haven't been given proper medical attention, seeing that all of this is happening, um, and put you on emergency medication and a lot of other things, it can be caught quickly.
Yeah.
Whereas give your body that boost to sort of reverse.
Mhm.
And please do not quote me on this. I am not a medical doctor, but I'm telling you, what I'm saying is what I've read and what I've heard, what I've been told, and what I've constantly asked: can it be, if it is caught in time, when your when your CD4 goes down below?
Well, what I can say
So
is that something I learned about the virus is that, okay, so I'm trying to put it in layman's term. Okay, so imagine we have a defense system in our body,
Yes, we
or
do.
immune system to fight against viruses and stuff. When you contract, and by the way, I want to use proper terminology, you contract HIV, you don't catch it, you don't get it, you contract the virus.
It's
So when you
contracted.
when you contract the virus and it is introduced to your body, very often our defense system will fight against it. HIV has a way of mimicking our defense. So the system that fights against, so let us say we have Mr. Gregoire and Julie in the body, that whenever a virus comes, we're ready, we're kickboxing, we jet li it. HIV will then decide it's going to start looking like Julie and Mr. Gregoire. So then your body goes through this period where everything seems to be okay and you think everything is good. And then just like that, it is there multiplying, and your body's not fighting it anymore because and then you get one cold or you get anything that will put your body at risk. And that's when your body realized all the defense that you thought it had was actually HIV replicating and mimicking and camouflaging like
That's
it's a
what it
part of your
does.
defense.
Yeah, that's what
So
it
I
does.
hope that's an easy way for everyone to
It's an easy way to
understand.
understand. Yes, that's what
Yeah.
it does. It
Okay.
replicates.
So if you do not take medications, your CD4 is definitely going to drop because you're not. It is there in your body. It is just.
It's not going anywhere.
It's not going anywhere. Your defenses are weak.
Hence why you must take care of yourself.
Definitely.
Exercises, your diets, how you once ate before, positive thinking, nothing negative. Be around persons who can encourage you and uplift you and help you move forward, not someone that'll keep you down all the time.
Stigmatize and discriminate against you.
All of these things can throw you, and let me tell you, it's if you're not strong mentally and psychologically and emotionally, then it can crush you. Now, to quickly answer one of his other, it's sort of a question and
statement.
And a statement. Thank you. With the testing, there are different rapid testing methods of rapid testing. The one he mentioned, when that is done, they'll either take your saliva or do a swab and place it in a small container with a certain liquid in there, and you shake it and do certain things, and colors may change. It will tell you whether you're negative or you're positive. It can also give you a mixed reading. However, if it says that you're positive, then you must do a blood test. Blood must be drawn and to do a proper testing just to confirm and to make sure that it is. So that's the initial stages. And before you've done all of this, as the gentleman first said, the first caller said, you just don't go in and get stabbed or pricked with a needle or something, and then take your test. No, you are being ask questions and educating yourself at the same time. It's an interview. Let's just say it's an interview. They need to know.
You might think it's a bit invasive, but it's not necessarily invasive. It's necessary.
It's necessary.
So that you can, and it's also confidential. I know a lot of people may not do testing because they think it is not confidential. We fear who may know. And at the end of the day, you may fear who may know what somebody may say, but the person you're sleeping with, you're putting them at risk. You're putting yourself at risk. Because we can get sick in any simple way, and it will just compound your sickness if you did not know. I really want us to get through the facts and speak about it. Although our time is going, but no, it's fine. So we said that HIV tests are reliable, and it says newer HIV tests identify the virus itself and a marker on the virus called P24 antigens. These tests can detect HIV infection much earlier than previous tests. A follow-up test to confirm the results also can determine the strain of HIV infection you may have. And that's something that we also do not speak about, the fact that there are different types of, there are different strains of HIV or of the virus. Like any virus, it mutates. So we need to also know that. Okay.
Yeah.
Next thing, true or false, Mr. Gregoire, can HIV be cured? No conspiracy. Can HIV be cured? No conspiracy. In general, on average, can HIV be cured?
In general, on average, no, this one is a tricky question. This is a very tricky question. Why? Because there are how do I say this? The
On,
research into the cure for HIV/AIDS is somewhere around the corner.
well, I hear that. I know
We
that,
hear we
but
really, but for now, generally for now, I would say
no.
I would say no.
And we need to tell people no still.
Yes, we
In
need
med,
to, unless a pharmaceutical company and scientists say
publicly, yes.
publicly there is a cure, we have tested it, we have tried it, then I can safely say yes. But for now, it's sort of an incomplete question, I should say, or
Mm,
open, closed, upended.
mm. It
So
is a no.
it's
It
a no.
is a
It's a
no.
no.
I mean,
However,
there are medications that can
yes,
actually
there
let
are
it be less traceable in your
less
blood, and
traceable.
even the same medication that one takes when they become HIV positive, if you take it just after a sexual encounter, it
Mhm.
has been proven also that the probability is like taking a morning after Plan B after being having unprotected sex,
Yes,
the probability of getting pregnant decreases. The same way
decreases.
the probability of contracting the virus decreases. However, that same medication can make it be less detectable in
Less
your
detectable.
blood.
That does not mean
However, it doesn't mean that you have been cured.
no.
I remember when I was in med school, one of my professors, she used to go to Africa every year. They had this group that they found in Africa, this village that for whatever reason they just could not contract the virus. And I remember her saying all those years ago, Mr. Gregoire, for people like this, when we take the antibodies and stuff, we're going to have a cure in no time. That's over 11 years ago.
Yeah. Yes.
So I know we have been close and we've been close for the longest while. And maybe, as you said, there may be something in the pharmaceutical company, but it hasn't been made public. So for now, we have to tell our listeners HIV cannot be cured.
They're still in their testing stages.
Yes.
And but then the ARVs are being made a lot better and
Mm-hmm.
Possibly a lot more affordable.
Mm-hmm.
Persons must know that HIV is no longer a death sentence. Um, I don't want to compare. I don't want to make something into anything else. There are other illnesses and other things out there that people are dying faster from
Yes.
than HIV.
If you are
If you are taking care
yes.
of
If you're
yourself,
well treated, yeah.
if you're well treated and you're following everything, then you're fine. You can live. There are persons out there who are in their 70s, even in their 80s, who are HIV positive, and they are still alive today.
And your body is very fragile then, and you can
Yes.
still
So
survive. Yes.
it's simply taking care of yourself and follow the guidelines and taking your medication. Also, please note that the National HIV and AIDS Unit, as I mentioned earlier, are open until probably 5 or 5:30 this afternoon.
Testing is happening all day
Testing
today.
is happening all
Yes.
day today, and possibly there are testing being done probably in other
Communities.
communities.
Yes.
Unfortunately, I forgot to ask, but I believe there are testing going on in other communities
Yes.
today, and not just the
I would have
HIV
tried
and
to
AIDS
get
unit.
Lester on the phone, but I know he's so busy. And
Yes.
also, condoms in the weeks to come. I'll definitely let the public know how they can access condoms for free. Hopefully, over very.
And just to interject here quickly,
We have a call, but sorry.
Yeah.
Good morning, Creole Heartbeat.
Good morning, my lady.
Good morning.
We understood this is a man-made disease that was created in a lab.
Okay, you want the answer
Fine.
to that? Okay. All right.
No, I don't finish it. You know.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
It is
Pardon.
a disease that is created in a lab. It is hard for us to get the medicine it's hard for us to get the medicine to cure that disease. You know, it is hard because they want to reduce the whole population, and they will do anything in their position, in their power, to do what they want to do.
All
As a
right.
message.
All right. Thank you
Thank
for
you,
your
sir.
message.
Thank you for that message. Thank you.
It's definitely a conspiracy that we've been hearing for the longest.
Yes, it has
So
been.
it has been discussed. So there's no vaccine to prevent HIV. I can't go into
No,
that one
there
right
isn't.
now. People with HIV start with HIV. People with HIV should start with HIV medicine, which is something we said
Right
earlier.
away, yes. As
Yeah,
soon as you're
right away.
diagnosed, you are going to be encouraged.
Even if you're feeling good, you should start
Even
with
if you
it.
are, you are being encouraged to
Yes.
go on to it. But however, please know that if the patient or the person refuses, we
Mm-hmm.
can't force them, but we
Definitely.
can encourage you
Mm-hmm.
and advise you, but we cannot force you to take it.
Yes.
Yes.
And it's basically what I was explaining earlier with your immune system. That's exactly what will be happening. Hence why if you take it right away,
Hence
it
why
will be
we
beneficial.
encourage you to go on to the ARVs right away.
Okay, you cannot know if your partner has HIV unless he or she is tested. That is a fact. You cannot know if as he said, the man said earlier, the caller said, sometimes you meet somebody and things just ignite. You cannot just look at that person and say, oh, he's handsome, he's attractive, he has that nice thick beard that I love, so he doesn't have the virus. You cannot say,
You can.
oh, Obel Titash, she doesn't have the virus. Your skin can be beautiful, your smile can be perfect, and you are HIV positive.
Yes. It's not written on your forehead.
Definitely not. We did a campaign like that once. Actually, we did a campaign like that once. So it is definitely something where sometimes you can go through years, you can pass years without having symptoms of, showing anything at all.
Nothing at all. And
So,
then
yeah. So, male latex condoms is one of the best protection for men
yes.
for HIV, which we're going to go into protection very soon. Let me see. Okay. You or your partner need to wear a condom during sex, even if you are both HIV positive. True or false?
True.
True. Look at my people in yes, it's definitely true. And let me tell you why it's true, then you can chime in anything else.
Sure.
But based on the reading, it says if you and your partner have HIV, you still need to practice safer sex.
Yes.
Use a condom every time you have vaginal, oral, or anal. Condoms can protect you from other STIs. And we say STIs now because it's no longer
TDs,
STDs
a
because
sexually
infections do
infections
count.
do come, yes.
Yes. So also, since there are different strains or types of HIV, you can you can be infected a second time
Yes.
with a different type than what you already have.
And that is much
Some
more
forms
difficult.
of HIV are also more virulent, meaning they become infected with a drug resistant strain of
Yep.
HIV. This can make it very hard for treatment to work. Mr. Gregoire, give it to them nice.
Yes. Being reinfected is not a very good thing.
Yes.
You have one strain already, and you're now reinfected. That's a different strain. No two strains are the same. So, which means that the ARVs you are already on will not work for that second strain that you've been reinfected with. So, therefore, your entire immune system, your whole body, everything is now in a shambles. Nothing respects each other right now. So it makes it much difficult for the person and the physicians, medical people, and stuff like that. So they know how to find ways and something, because the ARVs actually are antibiotics, but they're very potent and very strong antibiotics in different forms to really take care of the body. That's what it is. So, and if they do get that second strain under control, then so that's where is when this happens, the scientists at the pharmaceutical companies or wherever at the laboratories now have to find ways, because these people are working 24/7. They have to keep trying to find something, develop a new this, a new that, to give to patients to help them stay alive.
Yeah.
So it is costly. The thing is, we need
It's
to
costly on
understand
the body,
that it
the
is
person's body
costly
too.
on the person's body as well.
Hmm.
So we have to follow those medical guidelines.
Definitely.
Persons will say, "Oh, I didn't send you and get HIV." No, you didn't send me and get HIV. However, we have life's experiences. I try not to use the word mistake, but I can say
Mhm.
it. We make mistakes. We do things. We get caught up in the moment. We know what to do.
Things
However,
happen.
things happen. Things happen. Deal with it. It already happened. There's nothing you can do about it. The important thing is to get treated, get tested, get treated if you are infected, and please tell your partner.
Yes.
It may
Okay.
cost you a relationship, it may cost you something. Tell your partner you've been
Because it will
cheated.
cost them their life.
Yes, it will cost them a life. Tell them, irregardless,
Yes.
tell them, Kaipul Kwaze, I did this,
Eh,
I did that. Go
Hypocrisy.
get tested. Let's get tested because you are now, you just.
Ebele quasi
Il bien
cockroach outside. So
like Kwaze, il bien Kwaze. So
yes.
we have to take care of ourselves. We have to be responsible and we have to make the best choices and the best decisions, especially the best decisions.
It's very funny though. When Fowl House collapsed, cockroach always outside for you know.
Always.
Wavets
And
they
we
war.
have a Liverpool.
You know, oh, I don't know why. As soon as you said it, I just saw roaches in my head. I'm sorry, people. Sorry. But yeah, we did. I want us to finish these. So,
Yes.
women can give HIV to men. True or false? Women can give HIV to men.
True.
Okay. And the reason why people may say, and I don't know if people know this because, again, we have not been speaking about this, but it's easier for a man to transmit the virus to a woman because think of it, I don't want to say, think of it as a cavity and not a dental cavity, but as in a space.
Yes.
So when oh, how do I say this? And I don't know what I can say on radio if I can say it, but when intercourse occurs,
You can
you know,
you can say
because
intercourse.
okay, yeah, but I was gonna say was
You can say intercourse.
when intercourse occurs, remember the male is the one who's actually entering.
Yes.
And because a woman doesn't have an area that you can just wipe the surface, it is
Mhm.
easier. It is a woman is at higher risk of transmitting of contracting the virus from her partner.
Yes.
But of course, women do give men HIV through just even though it's not just the little pee hole, let me say it like that,
Yeah.
but also through bruising and tearing. This
Yep,
occurs
tearing as
during
well, yes.
intercourse, and
Mhm.
a lot of people don't know it does happen. She doesn't have to just be virus grip type it to happen. There's always tearing during intercourse.
And of course, there's the exchange of
Bodily
bodily
fluids.
Now,
Yeah.
if the penis is in the vagina, we can say that. I believe yes, it's a medical. It's on follow the medical terms. The constant back and forth. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
The
the
motion,
friction.
the friction. Then the female's fluid, bodily fluid from the vagina can enter through the man's urethra.
Yes, I actually said the pee hole because they
the
didn't know.
urethra is the
little hole.
the pee hole on the top of the penis.
Yes.
Let's put it that way so you understand. So the back and forth, the pressure of it, the back and
Yes.
forth, fluids can exchange. So his fluid goes into her, hers goes into him, and you're not aware of it because you're having fun.
Yes.
And at the end of the day, that fun can turn into something else. So it
Yes.
is important, people, it is important to use a condom every time, all the time. And ladies, please protect yourselves.
Let's take this call. I was just going to run away from calls. Good morning, Creole Heartbeat.
Hey, Julia, sorry to call again, but one
That's
question I
okay.
would like to ask the gentleman. Is there any reaction, auto reaction, when if you have full blown AIDS, not HIV, but full blown AIDS, because HIV and AIDS are different things, right?
Yes,
Am I right?
they are. Yes, they are.
Yeah. If you have full blown AIDS, is there any outer reaction? Because it's been said, and I don't know if it's true, that one of the effects is that for black people, if you have cos hair, like it straightens up your hair, and you end up having really nice coolie hair. You know?
That's not true. That is so not true. Sorry.
No,
That's not true.
That's not true. I think
That's not true.
no, that's not true. And no, it's not true. Depending on the person or what race or collar or whatever it is. It may be there might be sores, little black spots, which normally call a raisin spot, or a
But
blackberry
warts
spot.
are normally a
Warts
part
as well.
but warts are just a normal part of
Um,
our
but
reproductive system,
yes, but
makeup. So don't
yeah.
go see a wart
No, no, no,
on
no, no,
somebody
no,
and think
no,
it's
no Watts. No, no,
thank
no.
you.
I didn't say
Okay.
Watts. You got little uh, little spots on your body, itching, you know, and that type of thing you get. Some persons, their hair might start falling off, or they have little sores in their head. You'll start developing. Um, how am I going to say this?
Rashes.
Rashes, yes.
Yes.
You're going to develop rashes, and you will have itching and stuff like that. Sometimes the rashes may develop into a bigger sore, and you scratch yourself, etc. So that's just on the outer side. These are some of the things that you will see, or we'll start showing off. But on the inside, it's a lot worse,
Yes.
because it's attacking all your major organs and stuff like that. So you can have a heart attack. You can go into shock. You can
A
have a
coma.
stroke, a coma.
Mm-hmm.
So it means that the body is shutting down. It's attacking every single
Yes.
thing until that's it.
And your lungs is one that,
Especially the
yeah,
lungs.
is like the biggest
Yeah,
organ that is
yeah,
affected.
especially the
Yes.
lungs. But
Okay.
So what we are saying is that it affects different people on different way, different people, different
yes,
symptoms and
yeah,
different
yes, it does.
reaction.
But I don't
Okay.
think I
All
don't
right.
think if you have nappy hair or rough hair, as we would say
Definitely
it, or
not.
or shivigwede.
Because that's a big thing
it,
that's
it,
a thing
it,
that's
it,
been discussed. I heard several times.
I might be
Thank you.
wrong. I might be wrong. However, I know that
You're not.
I know that it's not going to change the texture of your hair. But I do know
Because
you will.
so
Okay.
I
in a white man it will make their hair nappy. Like it just doesn't, it's not so. And I
it's
know
okay.
we
I
just say
mean,
what we want,
your
but it's
your
not so.
your question is a valid question.
Yes.
It's a
No,
valid
it's actually
question.
something that people say,
Yes, and,
hence why
and
we need to have
I
these
have heard it as
conversations.
well. But no,
Yes.
it doesn't change the texture of your hair. So if you are a Negro, and
You remain a Negro.
you remain a Negro, the texture of your hair does not change.
Okay, so thank you for that,
Thank you,
Paul.
sir.
Okay, so let me just read through these facts and then we can discuss. And we literally have 10 more minutes.
Wonderful.
Yeah, so fact: a pregnant woman with HIV can lower the chance of passing HIV to her unborn baby up to one down to 1%. So it can get down to less than 1%, the
Yes, you
chance of
can.
passing. So a woman who knows about HIV or her HIV infection early in the pregnancy and get the ARV, the antiretroviral medicine, can lower the risk of passing HIV to her baby to less than 1%. Without treatment, the mother of the child with HIV is up to 25%. If
Mhm.
you're pregnant, get tested for HIV. So if you're pregnant, you are at a higher risk because you're now getting not just your partner but also that unborn child. You have them at risk. And also, do
Yes.
not breastfeed until you and your child have visited a doctor. And then, also, when we would find out someone is HIV positive and they're pregnant, we do, the birth will be different.
Yes.
And so you're educated on that. So I'll allow you to say something on it in 1 second. You have 1 second because
One second.
I want to read the rest of the facts.
When giving birth to a child whose mother is HIV positive, the cesarean section is
Yes.
performed. You will not have
Natural
the
birth.
natural
Mhm.
birth, for the safety of the child. That way, less blood
Blood.
and bodily fluid is dealt with.
Mhm.
So a cesarean section, child comes out, boom, bam, bam. That's it.
Yes. Okay, next fact: lesbians can get HIV. We know that MSMs, men sleeping with men, have a higher risk of contracting the virus because, of
Yes.
course, anally there's more tearing.
Mhm.
But lesbians can contract HIV.
Yes, they can.
It is rare for women who only sleep with women to contract the virus, but you also can pass it on through vaginal fluids and
Yes.
menstrual blood. And that's something people don't think about.
It can be.
And it could just be a little remnant of blood. You just need of blood, and
And
you can,
that's it.
yes. Okay. So again, not because you're a lesbian, you think that you cannot contract the virus. Okay. Women of all ages, races, and ethnicities and sexual orientation can contract the virus.
Yes, they
So
can.
people of all races. So you see, we're just talking about the hair straight.
It does not excuse. It does not discriminate. Tout moon.
Tout moon.
Everyone.
We say Antigua. Tout moon. Sama bagay.
We.
Can contract the virus.
Tout moon. Everybody. It doesn't say, oh, okay, I'll infect you. You
Yes.
can wait still.
No.
Oh, no, I don't want to infect you. No, you're looking too nice. I go infect her and him.
Or it wouldn't say that your immune system is too strong. It will try to take down that system.
Exactly.
So a lot of people think, I eat well, I'm looking good. As the man said, he's strong like a horse. It doesn't discriminate.
It doesn't discriminate.
It doesn't discriminate. Okay.
That's that.
Another fact, you can get HIV from sharing needles or
Yes, you
getting
can.
tattoos or body piercing.
Yeah.
And that's what I wanted us to really speak on today, because we know that body piercing and tattooing is definitely a norm within our society. And we may think, but I didn't have sexual intercourse. I do not need to go get tested because I did not have unprotected sex. But we did not realize that I got a new tattoo. I got a new piercing. So that's definitely something that even if you are having protected sex, but you were exposed through syringes,
Yes.
your party life, you're doing drugs that you're not supposed to do. Say no to drugs. You still need to go. I need to drop and say no to drugs. You still need to go get tested. You got a new tattoo, go get tested. You got a new piercing, go get tested.
Also, too, we cannot rule out the barber shops.
Yes.
People, when you go to a barber shop, please, you are the customer, and there are machines and other stuff being used on your face and in your head, in your hair. Your scalp is being touched. Please, it is your right to ask a question or inform the barber. Please
sterilize the machine.
Sterilize the machine. I want to see you sterilize it in front of my eyes. I want to see you sterilize and disinfect the scissors, the razor you're using to shave me, and everything.
Make sure it's new.
And
especially
also,
a razor. Make sure it's new.
Also, exactly. Also, the brushes being used on person's face. If you want, walk with your own brush and your own comb. Let the barber use that on you. But it is your right to ask the barber, or if you did not notice or you're not sure, that you want all the equipment sterilized in front of you before they touch your face or your head.
Yes. All right.
And it's not just HIV, because HIV can live outside the body for about 20 minutes or so. It depends. But I'm bringing that out 15, 20 minutes, somewhere around there. But I'm bringing that out as an awareness. And it's not just for HIV, but for other STIs, etc.
And just
other
diseases.
things. Oh, and they're just diseases.
Like things we commonly call like what, crabs and all this.
And those things there. So please, I just want to say another thing too. Please, in this day and age, don't be ashamed or embarrassed to go into a shop, a store, or the pharmacy and purchase condoms or ask for condoms.
We have to get. We're gonna get. I know we don't have a lot of time, but
we need to stop.
You cannot be embarrassed. Yes. Let me give this last fact, and then we can give these miscellaneous ones.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. HIV is not spread by mosquitoes, by sweat, by tears in the pool, by shaking someone's hands, by a bomb flying on your face. You know what we call bomb, like a little spit, a little saliva.
Yes.
It is not, if somebody is speaking and a little saliva going, you're not going to contract the virus that way. By sitting in the seat where they were seated prior to you, it is not spread that way.
You probably will have to consume maybe 20 gallons of tears and maybe 25 gallons of saliva.
Even saliva. So from kissing, no. You can get other STIs.
It's not ruled out, but my goodness, you'd have to swallow enough saliva to be infected.
So even if mosquitoes could carry the HIV virus, they do not inject the blood into your skin. No transmission of this type has ever been reported around the world. No transmission of this type have ever been reported around the world. Also, Also, you cannot get HIV from shaking hands, using the toilet, or coming into contact with someone's sweat or tears or anything from their eyes. The only bodily fluid that is known to transmit HIV is semen. Vaginal fluids, anal fluids, breast milk, and blood, including menstrual blood. I'm laughing because my other guest just arrived. I want to load him up, I want to make him come sit down so the people can see, because he mostly love girls. And now but we need to say that SIV SIV is what you can find like in the monkeys and stuff.
Yes.
So I know that has been something that people say, but you cannot. You can. SIV is not transmitted between humans and animals.
No.
And that is something. And so over the next couple of months, I'm honored to be the ambassador for the CVC and the HIV unit here in Dominica. I'm humbled. I wish to share the best information possible. And I may not be a social media influencer, but I will do my best on the airwaves. Creole Heartbeat, we're on board. So this morning was just a taste of what is to come. It is World AIDS Day under the theme Leading with Communities.
Yes.
And our community is Dominica. We're too small to say it's just Portsmouth, Granby, whatever. We need to give out this information. We need to protect ourselves. But most importantly, let's remind the people where they can go to be tested. Mr. Gregoire, today, where they can go be tested. And I don't know if it's every day or how often you can, but I know you can go to the unit and say, I need to be tested. I need some information. I need some condoms. So just tell the people where they can find their HIV unit.
The National HIV Unit is located in the Dr. Green building on Hanover Street, behind Whitchurch Supercenter, across from their wholesale department. And they are next door to the building which houses Western Union. And in between those two buildings, there's an alley or walkway that you can go right through, and you walk right through there and you turn left and go up the stairs on your left-hand side. That's where their office is. I think there is a customs broker office downstairs. There once was ISA shopping something there. So there's a customs office right downstairs there. So you can't miss it. There's Western Union, and there's the other building right there. And you go right between those two buildings, walk through, take a left, go up the steps to your left, not your right. And just let them know that you're here to have your HIV test done.
All right. Thank you for being here with us today, Mr. Gregoire. Thank you for helping to disseminate the information to the public.
Anytime.
We will,
I'm at your disposal.
We will be plaguing you with information
Yes,
for change to occur. We have to educate. We have to change mindsets. And this is what we're going to do when it comes to HIV. But this is what we do on Creole Heartbeat. And remember, even if you listened to the show on the airways today, we are definitely going to pin the show over on our Creole Heartbeat page, because we are going to celebrate World AIDS Day today by giving out the information. Thank you so much for being here with us today. I am Julie Roberts, your favorite girl on a Friday, but your favorite girl in December. I'm so happy it's December, and the World AIDS Day could not have been on a better day. Happy World AIDS Day, and have a great Friday. Have a fantastic December. It's hard not to have one. I'm Julie Roberts again, and don't forget to know your status. Go and be tested today. Have a great one.
Yes, I. Sakai Malad. Prince Wadix. Prince Wadix. Prince Wadix. Prince Wadix. Pa pou an wete ba moun flè la yon manj a kite la vi. Apresiye sa yo ka fè kon yo apami nou jodi. La se mouve vale vie non nou ka konsipe moun evi. Faut nous connaître pour meilleur, c'est pour nous tout